Traders. It's about minute or so past 8 o'clock Central Standard Time, and it is 21:03 here in Southeast Asia, assuming the clocks are correct. We have the investor RT up running on rhythmic data today. See how that works. There's no lags. Well, that's a good thing. And the TopStep, Jigsaw Dome is running on the Tradovate platform. This little performance center is Tradovate. The rest of this stuff in the board is Investor RT. And there you have it. So basically, we have a risk off scenario again. We have a interesting scenario here on the daily. Made new highs and then they sold down, and it probably come down here and I would guess test this, keep testing this area. I would say we'll probably test it again today. Maybe for them to reload before they try to go any higher. Settlement is 813,897, so pretty close in there. This is the 897 is about there, that settlement. And you can see where we basically took it out right there. Close. This is a regular trading hours. You'll notice that the scaling doesn't jump all around like it does with Tradovate. So, same setup. VWAP, 1, 2, 3 standard deviations from VWAP up and down. Cumulative delta and relative volume. This is the ES, this is the NQ, this is the NQ market profile with the volume profile in front. And nice short there from the London Open, pretty much down to this trading range again. That would have been a nice one to catch, which I did not do. As far as the combine goes, here is the my step 2. I've got a target of 53,000, so I'm about $238 away from that. Can trade all 5 contracts should I elect to do so. You notice that the weekly or the stop minimum account balance is blocked off at 50. This is the I think I've noticed this, never really messed with this too much. Anyway, there you have the total step 2. And that's the progression. It's 29 days on step 2 so far. Basically, 1 loser there, 2 losers, and 1 the other day. So 1, 2, 3, 4 losers out of 29 days of trading. That's not too bad, I guess. So win rate is 83%. Of course, there's the trades if anybody's, who cares, right? We are, this is that 1 day right here where I put that big loss in and just was too damn tired to fight it back. And that has hampered this average considerably because of that big number. So it's a little bit counterintuitive, but if you look at the graph, you'll notice that it's just pretty much steadily up with only this 1 reset back here. So see if we get it up over the line here and get to the funded account within this week or so. That would be my guess. And that's the dashboard. The economic calendar, this, I don't know why I do that every time, but that's just real irritating. The economic calendar here is Pretty much nothing going on today as far as economic news. However, we are in earnings, and there's a pile of them here. Johnson & Johnson made $22.32 billion, and expected was 22.1, up 2.59. Procter & Gamble's up. Abbott Labs, all the pharmas, right? Philip Morris and cigarettes. So, and then after you've worried about getting COVID, you try to get on an airplane, I guess. Lockheed Martin made a pile, boy. And they're talking about the largest expected. Now, there used to be a thing down here. They were thinking that the Netflix was going to be a market mover. The DAX, the VIX is up a little bit at 1424. Thank goodness. I'd like to sneak that back into the 20s. That would be just great. So there we have it. Earnings are typically before or after the regular trading session, so that's not usually something that impacts the trading, but the economic calendar obviously does. We don't have anything coming out here. All right. So we wait for the open. Now they're going to probably dribble this thing back up to VWAP, more than likely. And that'll put us in position to close the gap. Pretty close, I would think. Gap is here at 97. 897, so the gap is right about there. We're about 30 candles off it. And my prime concern for having this up today is to see how we do with the lag and the delay again. I must admit that the last week or two, or the last week when I was back trading the Tradovate platform, it did not have any issues at the open. The scaling issue drives me crazy when you go back here like this, and then this would be all cramped up, and then all of a sudden you get about here and it goes boing, springs open to what it really is. That just doesn't make any sense to me why it can do that. I mean, you can look at this all you want. Look at as many of them as you want. Nothing changes. Scaling always remains the same. You can always rely on the value area high, low, and POC in these numbers to be in the accurate place. So you notice that we're right on the yesterday's regular trading session POC, where it finally ended up. This kind of rosy colored line here is the developing POC. So you see that it was up here, and then it stepped down here, then it came down here, and this is where it closed it out. Value area low, value area high. You can see the different colors of the volume. This is VWAP. Calculated from the open of Globex. Continuing. So there is that. And we will see how we open here in about 20 minutes. I'm hopeful that it's everything is just Jim Dandy. I've got my task manager up, seeing how everybody's doing here. Investor RT is still not using the GPU, which is kind of disappointing. But it is not sucking a lot of resources, so that's the thing. I should have one high one now, which would be the cream. No. Oh, it's good. That's very good. That was quite high the other day. iPhone, what the hell is that? That's kind of I don't have a phone hooked to this thing. There's more. I only have Windows 10 and the trading software on this trading computer, period. Where all this random stuff, I guess it's Windows 10. I suppose in reality, Linux would be the better trading thing, but most all the software is not written for it. So. Again, the object is not to be a software wizard or a trading platform wizard. It's to be a trader and have the stuff work like you expect it to. It's like you climb in an airplane, you don't, to fly it someplace, you don't need to be a damn mechanic. You just want the engines to start and run and everything to function like it's supposed to and get you where you're going. Same story here with this. I'm going to be kind of curious to see how I like this. There are some things to, being able to put the test trade out here with on the chart of Tradovate and see where your profit and loss targets, like the hypothetical trade I talked about, I believe it was yesterday. And also the bracket. The brackets work based off Tradovate. So I was monkeying around here earlier with trying to simulate or create a similar bracket with the Jigsaw management system, which is here. And I was looking at this one, trying to do a trailing stop with an offset, but I need to get into the documentation and make sure what we got going on here with these numbers. I think this is wrong because this is not going to jump to break even. This is going to trail by 32 ticks and offset 33. So I don't think that makes any sense. I don't think that's going to be any part of what I want to do. So as it's set up now, it's the same as the bracket on Tradovate. It's 80 tick profit and 32 tick stop. But on Tradovate, when we get to 33 or 34 ticks profit, then the stop jumps up to 32 ticks and locks in that 8 points. And that's what I was trying to come up with here. But I wish they just had a break even with an offset or something like that, but they don't, just doesn't have it. So it's more of a manual, professionally used system, I guess. So they don't feel like that's, I don't know. Anyway, that's the story. But I don't think I like this, the way I've got this trail and offset set up. So now maybe what I could do is have it trail by, say, 5 ticks or 4 and offset 33. So when it got to, I think the offset would trigger and then it would trail by 4. So by say if it trails by 4, say 30 would trail by 3 or 29, and then I think it would jump up to that point, but I'm not going to certainly try it in a live environment here in the combine. So I'll monkey with it later. But I will I think what I'll do is not screw myself here. Set that up like that for now so that I don't have any. Now the stop volume I'm familiar with. You can put, 50 or 60 trades or however many you want in there. So when it actually gets to your stop, it has to trade that amount of contracts before the stop is activated or triggers. That's been around for a long time. But and clicking this trail on will make it trail, but I'm not sure by what. So I have to see what's happening here. So they're monkeying around here and heading up towards the VWAP and right around this POC from yesterday. Our trade yesterday was pretty good. We're two trades actually, one scratch, 0-0, and one for $400 or 80 ticks, 20 points. So that was a pretty good day. And I will call this one a short stream because I want to get some rest here and make sure I've got this cold kicked. I feel completely great, except I worked out a little too hard in the gym. My back's sore, but other than that, Mondays is a long day for me. It ends up being about 20 hours. And so catching up a little on Tuesdays, a good thing. We get up at 5:30, my daughter, to get her ready for school. So that's a hard reveille there. Oh, no way around that. This is the investor RT Renko charting. Straight up 5-minute candle and the 30-minute TPO or market profile chart with a volume profile over here. There's the rest of them. So there's where we are. That was our trade. Here's how we moved up through. Traded up here for the last 4 or 5 days. 1, 2, 3, 4 days. And a big pull down. And then yesterday they just monkeyed around over here. So we'll see how we go. All right, and they're going to take it up there for the open, right back to VWAP. That's kind of the usual move. If they get in on this big pile of singles here, like right across here, they would normally fill those up. We'll see. We will see how it feels to trade this today. Hopefully I can bang out a 12-pointer or something and get over that funding mark. That would be a welcome change. Stop paying that combine fee and have a pro account, which is the funded account, and trade straight up. Start making money instead of giving them money. So we've got about 10 minutes to the open here. Risk off. We looked at that daily chart and it's pulling back. Right here, they are, might call that a wedge, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that's a bull flag. I don't know. I'm not much on all that stuff. But they traded a lot of it here and got that new high in, and then they haven't been able to get back to it. So they could be just reloading, adjusting their inventory. They're down here now past this spike, which was the previous all-time high. And we see what happened when they did something similar to that here, right? They traded it up, brought it back down here, and then all of a sudden, boom, boom, down they came. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm not saying anything's going to happen. I'm just thinking out loud. You should remember that trading futures and derivatives is not for everybody. You can lose more than you put in your account. That past performance is not indicative of future results, and that nothing that I say or do here should be construed as trade advice. What I am doing is I am recording my virtual trading log or journal, which I think is the best It's got to be the fantastic tool. I mean, what better to be able to see and hear what you were thinking as you trade? I think that's just, rather than getting out a notebook and writing a bunch of junk down. I really think this is the right way, the way to go. At least it is for me. And if anything that I say or my thinking out loud is helpful to anybody, that's great. I'm really happy about that. I'd be happy to help anybody achieve consistent profitability, which is my goal. So, got a pretty loaded book here at the top. Twice offers are twice the bids, and 32 is hanging at that 78 for a while. They traded 8 through it, and then it just keeps adding to it there. So, trying to get it up there for some reason. That's at yesterday's POC, VPOC, I guess. So the ES bottomed out, and then there's their open. Kind of fussed around up here a little bit to the, didn't quite even open basically right at value area high. Fussed around a little bit up here to this, what that would be. I don't really see a lot. I guess it's POC, pretty much POC from day before yesterday. It's the Globex POC. And then it sold off when Linden came in, pretty much like the NQ, and then they've just followed each other around down here. So there we have it. What it's going to do now in another 5 minutes when it opens is anybody's guess. You want to remember to trade what you see and not what you think. You want to manage your risk and trade for tomorrow. That's the absolute holy grail for any day trader. You've got to manage risk so that you can trade for tomorrow. The idea is to take as many samples in your data set as you can so that your edge can manifest itself. And what good is all the listening to me, listening to anybody, taking courses, paying money, whatever do you if you blow up your account and can't trade tomorrow? That's just ridiculous. So if you continue to do that, then if you continue to trade, manage your risk and your emotional capital and your risk capital so that you can continue trading and be patient and smart, you will achieve your goal. That's for sure. That's not a maybe, that's for sure. So that's what you've got to get your head around. Or if you think that, if this is just a video game for you, like going to Las Vegas and playing the slots or something stupid like that, then knock yourself out. Decide how much you want to lose and put that in your account and then just go whipping and spurring into it there and shoot, be a cowboy. But if your goal is to be a consistently profitable trader and make this a financial business, then you need to manage your risk and trade for tomorrow. Trade smart, trade for tomorrow. And that's my goal. My profit model, business model is not to be an internet star and monetize this channel and all that kind of stuff. It is to use the channel as my trading journal. And my business is to be a consistently profitable future trader. So that's That's my backstory and goal. And they're going to bring it right back up to VWAP as usual. I should get a stat on that one of these days. We got about 4 minutes to the open. And I'm so hopeful that this none lag continues over here and that this thing just rips right along, because I enjoy some features of the Tradovate for sure. A, it's free. B, you can, jump on a browser and look at it through the day or whatever you need to do. And it's visually pleasing, I think. But the scaling problem and the lag issues is what prompted me to start looking into different data and charting. And I had used Investor RT before, so I was familiar with it some years ago. But I definitely do, and the Ranko charts on Investor RT, Tradovate suck, in my opinion. They have nothing. You can't plot VWAP. You can't plot cumulative delta or anything. It's just bricks building back and forth there in the middle of no place. It's not usable for me. And I like this. I like this Ranko charting. So we'll see what we will see here. And we're open. And let's see what we do here. No lags. That's great. That's real great. Here we are at VWAP now. Will they run it on up through that low volume area to the magnet up here, this magnet area? Let's see. Like so. Like they're going to bring it back up here and correct that inventory. They have now closed the gap officially by tick right there. That was it. Great. So they closed the gap. Chances are then they'll trade higher. Where are we over here? And you can see our new volume profile starting to build out here. Value area low, value area high, new POC. Brought it right up there and closed the gap. Now what they're going to do with it is another story. What's the ES doing? Doesn't look like it's doing to me. There we go. One of the things I have to figure out here is that if you move these charts around, they don't automatically go back to the start. You got to hit the end button or end key to bring them back. I suppose that could just be a matter of getting used to, but just like there, you look over at the ES out of the corner of your eye and you think, okay, it's still up there and there's no problem. What's my opening swing? And then you realize that you're not looking at the current bar. Interesting scenario here we got going on with this thing here, that big wick down and back up again. So they closed the gap. They are going to do something. What are they going to do over here now? They're in value and in range, so patience and prudence are called for. I would say. Selling that back down, and that looks like a nice trade to take, but I am just not seeing what's going on here, and we don't really have any sellers coming down here. And it makes me a little leery. A little leery. Gonna trade across the open and then look for lower? Probably. ES isn't doing much though, so I'm a little hesitant to get on this, but Jesus, I'm missing a lot of moves here, it looks like. Getting down to this area where they were chopping in the Globex, however, and the Globex value area low, so I don't think I think I missed a good short there, is what I did. But I will not FOMO after it. Take it back up to the open, will they? You recall yesterday they did a little swing like this and then they just went sideways and then all of a sudden the bottom fell out pretty much like up here. And got that 80 tick profit. It's just fine with me. I'm not sure what the hell they're doing here, to be honest with you. What they're trying to achieve. They're getting down here to where you would think there'd be plenty of resistance or support, I guess it would be, on the bottom side. What to do? What to do? I like to grab a little quick trade or two and just kind of make a little bit of money here. That'd be kind of snazzy. I like to get two nice little bracket trades and get that funded trader story put to bed, that combine put to bed. Now they brought the value area low down here again, and the POC is still way up here on the top, so they may trade it back across the open and take it up. Or not. Across the open 3 times now so far. Four times, 5 times. I don't know what they're doing. And the ES is just swinging, looks like. Huh. Well, that didn't work like I had it planned even at all. Didn't work at all. I thought I was getting an order in there. I wonder why not. Remember I got screwed last time I was using this and I didn't get I had strange behavior with the orders. Now they're back up here to test the POC and I was on the right track when I went past the VWAP here for 20 points. Sorry, 10 points, 15 now. But now I'm a little bit leery of it. ES is rocking, no, that's for sure. What is going on here? Depth of sales wrong, OCO combination. What the hell are you talking about? I didn't change that at all. but that's not good. That is not good. And here it comes back down the other way. So I was right on my idea for a long. Didn't execute. That's not good. And I don't know why. What that's even talking about. Actually, to be honest with myself. So let's take a look at how that's set up and wonder why. I didn't even change it. It's 32 tick profit, stop, OCO, period. I don't get it. Maybe the trail's got something to do. Well, I'm not going to mess around here to see if I've got this figured out. That's for sure. Darn it, I could have had that. I definitely had that 10 or 20 points right there, so that would have put me across the top. Damn. Well, that's irritating because I could have, had I been trading that on the Tradovate side with no issues, that trade would have executed. I'm not sure why that did. The only thing I did differently with the brackets at all was add that other one. Oop, I'll do that. Add that other one, which maybe it doesn't like for whatever reason, so I can fix that pretty easy. And now we see what happens here again. Except now they've done their swing up, their swing down, and shucks. Wow. They're getting some volatility again. That's nice to see. Sellers took that down. Didn't even blink at the value area low, just dropped right through it by 10 or 15 points. And now they're back at the VWAP again. Are they going to come back down to it across that, that again? It just breaks hard, it runs fast like that. Not quite, don't have my head quite used to that speed right now. And I'd like to try that in order, but I'm a little bit apprehensive what's going to happen at POC. It's not taking my order, and I don't know why. Huh. Well, that's pretty damn disappointing. Why is that not executing? Okay, take them both off. I'm apprehensive to put an order down here because when I tried that last time, it damn thing executed. So maybe there's something going on with, maybe Jigsaw's got a issue. Well, trading back and forth over the POC is not a place to be playing with it. That's for damn sure. Huh. Okay, I know one thing for sure. That's got to be activated. You've got to be able to see that in order to be able to trade. So that could have been the issue there. He taking a trade off a POC away from it. That that's not normally a good thing to do. However, hmm. Well, the buyers aren't really firing on all cylinders here. And we're right on the POC, so see what happens to you there? Goes up to value area high and turns right around and flies back down the other direction. And the ES is now putting in a Orland Dervish or whatever they call them. A doji. Oh, look at it go. Yeah, now it's functioning as it's supposed to. Okay. Missed a whole bunch of good opportunities there. That's pretty damn disappointing. But, yeah, it pulls back a little bit and then we can get on one. Now that everybody seems to be doing what they're supposed to do, I'm pretty sure that I see what the story is. When you go off to the bracket, that thing goes away. Oh, that didn't work. Well, I was trying to get that on at 10 and I didn't even get there. What is wrong? OCO configure combination. Huh. Well, okay. Shoot, I've just basically sniggered myself out of good trading opportunity there. I was trying to get the damn thing long at 13,880, and we're up here at 910 now. Son of a. You're going to pull it back to the value area high and then go the other way, or what are they going to do? No, they're going to bring it back down and spank everybody real hard, I guess. We're getting awful into that big kurtosis up there. We've traded through all that low volume. And they're pulling up the value area a little bit. Got it marked out here, and the value area high up is actually on the Jigsaw is up here. So I'd really like to just try to see if I can get a trade off, but I'm not too happy about the way this has been performing, or I've been performing. I'm sure that the software is doing what it thinks is right, but I'm not. I'm not working it right. The only thing I've done to Jigsaw since ever was to add that bracket, and it didn't seem to like any part of that. So there you go. ES has kind of seemed to come to a grinding halt for whatever reason. No lags, that's a good thing. Now we're putting in a little consolidation area here. So might have missed it. Might have missed the good stuff. Cherry on that cake. Perhaps. What is this at? Number 905. Yeah. Well, will it put in? I'm about half scared to click the damn thing. It's going to do like before and slap an order on when I try to do that way out of the market, and it put me in on a market. So we're at 8 change 1075 14 running for the roses. Now why did that? Okay, the dome moved just as in the wrong time frame there. Okay, now what is going to happen? Did I screw myself? Whoa, now what's going on here? How the hell did that work? Not liking any part of this so far. I'm not managing this trade right. And that was just not what I had in mind right there. Huh. Well, may just let that be the case. Because I certainly didn't do. I had several great opportunities here, but I think we've missed the window. And the ES is coming back hard now. So, yeah, right off of POC. Well, that's kind of disappointing. But what's gonna do? What are you gonna do? Who are you gonna call, right? ES is still coming down. Oh yes, I see what keeps happening here. This thing keeps jerking on me, and I keep missing the boat. See if it's going to take that back up. Huh. Well, darn it, I keep trying to get on it at 10. I keep missing it. And then it's running up. And they missed us. It's getting filled. Well, that's pretty darn disappointing. It's getting filled. And lost 15, 20 points there. Well, I didn't lose them, but I mean, Missed the fill. POC, are we going to take a value area bounce? Let's see. The next question is value area 918. Yep. Okay. Now it'll bounce or not. Yeah. Maybe we can get this up here a little bit, make a little money. Well, that's kind of disappointing. That didn't get me where I wanted to go, but it got me back a little bit. So we're one down and one up for 60 minus. Geez, that's frustrating because I had all the trade in the world and the exact right plan. That value area high test did not work. I guess I was late on that. So they're monkeying around at the POC over here. Five minutes to the top of the hour. So we're about 25 minutes into the trading session here, and just not managing my trades right with this setup. I don't know quite why I'm so. I guess I've gotten a lot more used to Tradovate than I thought I had as far as execution goes. Don't know just what to think about this. I don't see the ES particularly moving like I want to. And I want to see something over here that I want to be sure that I only have I want to just look at one profile. And that's just showing me the wrong one. But what I want to see is session override, apply. Okay, there we go. So now we've got yesterday's yesterday's regular trading hours and today's regular trading. And are we going to take this up some more? Oh man, I'm just slow on the draw. Huh. That's not good. That is just not good. And the ES is coming back. Well, I tried to get on here at 5, and there was 15 on it, and I didn't get that organized properly, so I'm not doing very good in the execution mode today. If I can get this thing back to 0, I'll be pretty happy and just call it square, I guess. I don't know what the hell they're doing or what they're waiting for, to be honest with you. Except this is some heavy traffic up here. And that Globex POC, maybe that's it. The ES looks like it's trying to pull down there, and some sellers are coming on it. Darn it, and we're not getting any buyers over here now. So Jigsaw is calculating 915 at the POC over here. And the ES is looking towards the value area low. We're coming to the top of the hour. Couple minutes here. I'm going to get chopped up in this big consolidation area that we got going on here. Like that right there. Getting into this low volume area right here. Or even though there's a pretty substantial bit of supply there. Doesn't seem to want to move the way I'm. Oh, now the POCs are both happy to agree with each other. Well, they still have not put in the Globex stat, and the opening range stat is not applicable yet. That's just disappointing. By golly. Take a close look at this VWAP and value area low area here for a resting order and see if we can get a bounce off of that. If it can get past the POC, that's the now the POC's been pulled back down again, up and then back down, and they're definitely repairing this low area or low volume area across here. And trading from the POC out is sucker move. Now that the POC's pulled down, though, there's not. It could quite possibly not be such a convenient spot to have that. There's a lot of traffic sitting right there, though. 86, is that right? No, this has got 85. Yep, so does that. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen here now. ES is selling down. I'll put a resting order here at this value area low. If we can get it. Oh, it jumped on me. And it bounced right where I was going to take it. Huh. What have I got? The dome jumped, and now it's just pulling through, so I guess it saved my ass. Back down to the open. No. Big sell-off on the ES. So it did pull through. That resting order didn't have any substantial support there. Pretty much seems like it's being driven by the ES lately. The last couple of days, that was the same case as yesterday. All right. So there was a poorly managed but $100 trade. So I guess that's 55 points. Not quite what I had in mind there, but it did work. And our orders or OCOs are working. Yeah, that's okay. I may have to start keyboarding on this jigsaw. That might just be the answer to success there. I picked up this ES bounce, and when they came back, they ran past this consolidation area here a little bit, and now they're back to the POC again. So who the hell knows what they're going to do with it now? Who knows? But we're up positive a little bit, glimmer of hope there. What do we got here? 791. So we're about $210 funding. That'd be kind of nice. Okay, it's 5 past the hour. Now they're going to act like this value area low and VWAP means something, huh? I guess. So far, no lags on the Tradovate. That's pretty snappy. I'm real happy about that. Investor RT, but on the rhythmic data. Not sure whether I'm thinking behind or ahead of my tongue, but anyway, I'll get the point, I'm sure. What are they going to do right here? That's the big one. Are they going to take it back across value? They've just come out of the value area here to the downside, and now they're coming back in. This is value area here. So they did take the bounce, and that would have been a good 10-pointer there. And looks like they're going to put in a zipper or consolidation set of bricks across there. Actually, less heat on that value area low trade than on the one I just took. What they're doing with it now, who knows? ES is up and down and back and forth, and we're heading for the opening range. I think that should be this green bar right here. Positive. There's an opening range stat, which is almost exactly the same probability as the Globex high or low. The difference being that the Globex high or low is touched by the trading in the regular trading hours, and on the Globex and on the opening range, it's exceeded by a tick, 97, 98% of the time. Well, if I could get on that zipper right and had a little confidence in myself and wasn't worried about losing this edge I've got on the money, I would take that, and there's 510, 510, 510. Whether they're going to continue doing that or not, who the hell knows? I think it's got a lot to do with what goes on over here. If this drops off, this is going to fall past that like it's hot knife through butter. And the value area low, the regular Globex low is here. And look how close they got to the Globex high. And there they go. There they go. And our open's down here at 38.74, right about here. So they're going to cross that open one more time, looks like. Yep. I'll be right back. Well, that figures. The second I walk away, it turns around and goes flipping up the other way for 20 points. Yeah, well, anyway. Now, I'm a little apprehensive to try that value area low anymore. The first test is the best, so the saying goes, and it's been clobbered now several times, including pushed through. So right now, I would not be too confident to take it, and there's a reason why. It's right in the middle of the consolidation block, and the ES can't seem to get itself rallying here, so will they take this thing up a little bit to the next block height? That's the next question. That's the big question. No, ES is going down maybe. Could have had it. Could have had that block height there. Doggone it. There's another 10 points I didn't get a hold of. I got to get a little more confident in my read, I guess. I would think that they would come across here and fill in this low volume area and try to build this distribution out here so you get a more bell-shaped curve. regular distribution, but quite obviously that's not what they had in mind. Quite obviously, and every time the ES pulls back on that wick, they bring her down. So they're going to take it down to 875 again, or are they going to come past it this time? Down to the open. Well, they go negative. Yes, they did. Across the board. ES and NQ. Going red. Go in red. Well, that's a nice bounce on the ES, but the NQ, but the ES doesn't look like it's wanting to participate much here. $70. 15 minutes to the bottom of the hour. And I don't just exactly know what to do here. They do nothing. Just back and forth over the open. That's definitely weekends trading the hell out of that. And why, you know? They're not waiting for news. There's no economic news out. Could, you know, there wouldn't be any earnings reports now. Beats me. I got to get myself a demo so that I can get proficient with my trade execution. This has been kind of embarrassing here, but an eye-opening experience for sure. Got a doji at the open. So I'm a little afraid to try to take that off the value area high or value area low, but I should have. There's 10 points off the open. Off open, I should say. All based on the ES. Boy, the ES blinks and this thing takes off like a rabbit. And they're about up to the top of that consolidation area, so sellers are hitting it again, I guess. Not getting anywhere with that trade, with my my execution. Back to the POC, that's correct. That looks about right. Bad spot to trade, right in the middle, the most favorite place to trade. So what do you suppose is going to happen? There's going to be a lot of trading there, and they're going to chop your face off. Emmett would really like to get that 200 change and then just wait for that funded email. Think about what else I got to do this week on the visas, and they may close the schools again because when the COVID spikes up over 2,000 cases per here, they take that quite seriously. Imagine 2,000 cases, close the schools and stuff. That's why there's 8 deaths or something like that. It's just, there's not. It's a completely different scale and numbers and everything else to what's happening in other parts of the world. That's for sure. Well, I don't know. I thought they sure got right to POC and topped it off, didn't they? I don't think I would play that bounce. There's not really a bounce to play. They didn't get down to the VWAP, and they didn't get down to the value area high. I'm sorry, low. No leg. I'm glad. Well, will they bounce it here? No. It keeps shuttling. Yeah, wait a minute. That didn't look right. How'd that happen? Oh, I know how that happened. The calculation of the value area is changing ahead of on Jigsaw ahead of where it's charting over here on the investor RT. So you see that the value area dropped below the open. 73. That's clear down here. Just don't get that. We're not getting the follow through with the ES that I was hoping to get here, back up to that POC, and now they may take it back down again. And you see how the value area has just now moved down on the investor RT to where Jigsaw has it. And it takes a little minute to catch up here with the painting the bars properly. Yeah, so that's right in the middle of a trading range. I don't think I'm going to play that game. And the ES doesn't look like it's doing much. So what do we have here? I'm thinking about putting a resting order at this value area low, just to kind of see where, if we do take a bounce, but I'm concerned that the ES is right against POC and not really seeming like it could do much upside. And we got 10 minutes to the opening range. Well, they're trying to get down there now to that value area low, the new. I just don't think this is it's right in the middle of that chop zone with all of this consolidation activity. Now they're going to probably sneak it down here. I'm a little apprehensive, however, that it will bounce. It will really depend on what the ES is up to. And they could have had it, that could have been it. It could have come down within a tick or so, as far as they're going to get it. Seems like this value area right here and kind of holding them. Well, that was it, I guess. Now they're going to take it back to POC and maybe even higher. Well, they go back across the POC and up. Doesn't look like the ES can give them the support they need. Funny they can't get across this line, isn't it? They can't do that. Back down we go. Yeah, this is coming off again, so now they may take another run at the value area low and lower. Who knows? They'll get their timing right. If the ES starts selling off when these guys are selling off, then away we go. And right now, our buyers are just not getting anywhere. The delta's not making any highs or any lows. Closer to lows than highs, actually. Well, are they going to bounce it? I'm going to guess yes. And they did. So I should have had my rester there that I was thinking about. They're seem like they're getting a little more consistent with their range here. Definitely a chop fest. Nice moves here. This nice move here that I missed. And then I was fortunate enough to get it back a little positive, but not by much. Another $100 or something. So I am something. What am I? I'm 66 positive, 3 trades up. Just barely. $1.25 down and $1.65 profitable. So that did take the 8, actually 8 and a tick points, or 21 points, 31 points, 33 points, I'm sorry. 40 seconds and 25 seconds. So that's what that is. And they didn't get a bounce there that got them many legs. Well, they got damn near 10 points out of it on the wick. But that's only because this is selling back down again. POC has moved down. Excuse me, POC's moved down by, according to Jigsaw, so it should be moving down here fairly quick, I guess. I'm just a little leery about this top end. They've come to a grinding halt 3 times or 4 times. Well, more than that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Basically 11 times. And you see the POC did move down as Chicago's a little bit ahead of the race there. Now you would expect that it would trade across and go higher, but who the heck knows? And with the ES just holding on this tight range of however many points that is, however many points is that? 48, 43? You got to be kidding me. 5 points? Wow. And they didn't do it. They came right up here and wicked it off, and now they're going to take it down to the value area low again. And probably not bounce it this time. They're probably going to take it lower. Because the ES is selling off, so that's to be expected. As I was thinking a little while ago, once they both get selling at the same time, you can pretty much figure which direction you're going. Didn't go too far past there, though. Maybe 5 points. Come back down to it. Now they could move this consolidation zipper back down here now. But it's so close to the low. Spooks me. Long way off the value or the stat. Or a minute or less, 30 seconds to the end of the opening range. So what's our opening range going to be? Going to be there to there. Basically the balance. Opening balance, or the balance. Boy, it keeps jumping around there so fast. And I think I'm right on top of the open, and then it just goes boink. Yeah, let's see what happens when the bracket changes. Well, they're going to take it up again, I guess. But the ES is not looking like it wants any up. It looks like the only altitude it wants is above it. Pretty sweet bounce right there. Wick test down to the value area low. Problem is this noise over here now. This is what started that big sell-off yesterday. Well, there's the first hour of trade. So there we have essentially the opening balance. Boom-bitty, boom. And that stat gets surpassed by a tick. Pretty much 90% time. And they're a lot closer to the bottom than they are the top, so ES is illuminating the way with a red candle. ES isn't following it, so lockstep. Oh, I discovered that if I just click in the chart, this calculates quickly. Paint or something. Going on over here. Well, that's not so bad. Seems to be okie dokie. Yeah. Down they go. That value area low has come up because a second ago it was this wick touching right on it. So it has actually come back up. That trade they put in up here. And now they're looking at the bottom. Now they're looking for the bottom. But almost a double bottom on the ES. They can't get into value here. What's going on over here in the TPO? I'd like to see him get back over into value here and trade and have it. This would be a good asymmetric trade location for a mean reversion trade. See what happens here. I might have jumped the gun a little soon there on that one. Let's see what we get up here a little bit higher. Come on, boys, take her up. What happened? Where did we go? We didn't go up very far, that's for sure. 35 points. I got the stop too close. I'm not doing too well with this trade location or trade execution. Moving the stops around here. But we are slowly grinding our way up now. We're at less than $200 to that funded number. And we haven't taken any heat or done a lot of sweating, so that's pretty okay. I really would have liked to see that value area low move. As I said, this asymmetric trade location for a mean reversion trade back to the POC, but I just don't see that coming off of this ES right now. Seems like they want to go lower with it, and I'm not really fairly sure why, but who am I to argue? Who am I to argue? And I have to be careful I don't get caught at the top end of one of these consolidation moves where they run it up 2 bricks. See, this one here goes down 2 and back up, and here we go monkeying around here again. If this thing would take off like a candle, then we'd probably get somewhere. But if I hit that value area low, now we're going to maybe get something out of it. Maybe. Maybe not. Well, missed it. Darn it, and that was the mean reversion. I'm trying to stay away from market orders because you just don't know, and they're just moving pretty fast again with the volatility, and the VIX coming up a little bit. But I would sure like to have gotten a piece of that. I'd like to get a little bit off there and get one good target, and I'd be over the funding. Quite a bit of volume here, selling volume, but the delta's on buying, so go figure. Sorry, buying volume. Oh. Doesn't look very good, does it? Doesn't look too high probability for that trade. And this is definitely not helping anything. Not helping. Well, I'm got to get up at 5:30 in the morning, and this is kind of frustrating me here. Wanting to get that profit, I don't want to lose my patience or my brains or anything else. And here they're going to go again now. Now the ES is going to sell them off. There's the stat. There is the stat. And here, where are they going to go? Who knows? They could be looking at the value area low. I mean the the Globex low. Who knows? They're not too far away from it now, and the ES is definitely on the move. This is where the move like this. I got that 80 ticks, 20 points yesterday. ES is moving lower. Yeah, there they go. I don't know what to think about this. I'm not a big knife catcher, but I would think that these V-bottom bounces have been pretty consistent lately. Maybe a little late, however. We're on the bottom at 30. Huh? Well, we're a ways off the round number, but that definitely does put them below the Globex. And the ES is definitely pushing lower. So I guess that was the pullback to say, I guess that was sell the pullback, right? Or sell the pullbacks. Yeah. Well, that was quite the action I missed there, I guess, huh? Definitely put in the overnight stat. Yes, sold it off. Oh, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 points. Just in that little run, and then a pullback up of 20. And I was busy helping my daughter get organized for bed and morning. So the great part about the market is there's always more opportunities now, whether they, oh yeah, ES is coming down some more. I'm a little apprehensive at this late low level to be looking at shorts, but there they are. Here's that big round number that it bounced off of, and I think it probably already did that bounce. And it may blow right through it. ES has still got some strong downside pressure. Let's see what happens here at the, see what happens over here at the 3,800 if it does bounce off the big fat number. There it went. Didn't even blink. Straight through it. Big sell-off. Big sell-off. Not getting any kind of bounce either. Wow. So, definitely squeezing somebody. Well, I'm normally like shorting, but I sure didn't get on any of that. And I'm not gonna play FOMO. Except, boy, what beautiful moves there, huh? What have I got to get? I got to get about 180 bucks. Getting within one reasonable. Wow, look at that thing go. Whew. Son of a gun. Just really hammering it now. Really hammering it now. Almost 100 points here pretty quick. Well, that's up to that round number, so I'm a little bit. That'll probably be the ceiling, that testing back to that again. And the ES is still pushing down. Still got down pressure on it from the ES side of life. Love to get one good profit target in there, and then I would have that whole thing out of my hair. But I don't think trying to catch the bottom on a day like this is the right idea, and the ES is going for greatness on some more downside. And NQ's got this big fat number up here now as a resistance area. Well, they're getting through it now. Moving pretty fast. Moving pretty fast up to that resistance, up to the last consolidation area. So that's probably a little dicey from here on out. I should have got off the top of the of the big number. That was the place to go long. I guess a market would have been the way to go. Yes. I can't quite get this straight. It's looking like 10 here to me, but then the next time I look over on the dome, it's up in the teens someplace. So I'm a little confused, and I don't want to get ahead of myself here. I don't think. What if a market buys a way to go? 1075. See, it's buyers are not really showing any commitment, and see it just dropped substantially again. So this is probably going to be their top, and they could try to take it down again. This could just be a pullback and sell the retracements back down to the big number. Could well just be that. Could have just sold that pop up there, but I was thinking they were going to try to bounce it. What I get for thinking. So I would love to get that couple of points that just get me over the funding line there, but I don't know how to do that in this kind of an environment, I don't think. Or do I? Never can tell what they're really trying to do with this thing here now, and the buyers are, Delta is still showing sellers. I just need to get about 10, 8, 9 ticks out of this, or 8 points out of this thing, and I'm there. There's the round number again. Bouncing off of that. Nope. Gonna wipe right through it now. Looks like they're going to try to set this thing up for another push down. Sellers are pretty happy with the idea of shorting this thing. It looks to me like. Well, I can't get on it. I'm just not having the right read here. My timing's not working right, and the execution is good enough today. So tomorrow's another day. It's the top of the hour, and I am going to close the stream down here with only a mere 75 bucks, but hey, we're about $178 away from funding. Would be so nice to just take, and that's $170 is one profit target. That just would be so nice little present to put that funding to bed, or that yeah, that step 2 of the combine to bed, and be able to think about what I'm going to do next. But patience is a virtue, and I'm going to try to be smart here. That 38 number is acting like a bottom and a bounce for consolidation, but boy, the way they sold it, I'm a little apprehensive to try it, and they're only getting 5 points out of it, so that's the bottom side of the brick of the zipper here, and now they're going to take it down because the ES is coming through again. So not really too warm and fuzzy looking here on it. There they go. ES is down, and they're bringing this thing back off. Man, those nice run-ups, I just can't get on them quick enough. And up here at the top, they just peter right out at 810 and come back down again. So they're just putting a chop range in here, consolidation range. What they're trying to consolidate for is the next question. Are they trying to reload for shorts? Are they taking profit to start selling it again? That's what I don't know. And now they're right back down to the big number. Yeah, I don't know. A little scary for me down here. I just can't figure out exactly what they're going to do. It looks like the bottom of the consolidation, so there you go for a long. But then they've popped it down here twice, all seeming to do, it's all hinging on what the ES is up to. And right now it's pushing off again. So and I keep missing it about 5-6 points every time it does that, up to 10. And that's just exactly what I need to have happen. Ten points right there, slick as a whistle. Slick as a whistle. How many times, you know? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2, 3, 4 stops. So, but there's that 8 points, 9 points, almost 10. Buyers coming back on the ES now, but they haven't got up past the sell-off. I think I am going to call it a stream, or I convince myself to take a trade here that I don't feel completely you're never sure about a trade outright. It's 50-50, but when you start pushing things because you think you want to, and you're looking at it and you know it's at the top of a trading range that they've been going back and forth on now for a considerable period of time since the sell-off. So to take this long thinking it's going to break out, probably not a good idea. And the ES is just monkeying around over here and not going anyplace. I really did blow it by not taking this big number bounce when I called it out here a minute ago, because now it's 15 points past. So, and if they get past that and start to run back into this low volume area stuff, could be the case, but I don't think they're going to go anywhere without the ES moving, and it doesn't seem like it wants to get going. So I've been trapped in these kind of things before. Gets into this trading range and then just chops around, and now it may start doing this thing again like it's been doing down here, back between 10 and 20. Could well be the case. Got a big W, 1, 2, 3, 4, or whatever that, however they do that counting. It would be just sweet to catch one target and then be done with it. Now, I'll have to make that tomorrow. It's tomorrow, Wednesday. Yeah, I've got a meeting at 9:30, so I won't be able to be doing that on the open. But I do need to get some rest here now. I've got 5.5, 6 hours of sleep looking me in the face. And just not getting any commitment at all out of the ES guys. And a bunch of consolidation over here on the NASDAQ. So I blew it when I didn't take this big number. There's 2, and when they tested that, I should have taken that big number. I actually had my mouse on it, but such luck. Now they will probably do the same consolidation business here off the 10s, but you don't know. And what they're going to do over here, they've had a little time to adjust their inventory, and this is starting to look a little red, and I don't think so. All right, I'm going to call this a stream. Trade safe, trade smart, and trade for tomorrow. That is your goal. I will edit my title to a measly but green $75. And I will call it a stream. Good luck if you're trading. Be patient. Remember, there's 3 positions: long, short, and flat. Nothing wrong with being flat and sitting on your hands till you have got a good read on where the market's going. And in my opinion, for me, it's like I have to see it do a couple of things and not confirm what I think, but I have to have a feeling that I'm not just, shooting like a cowboy, that I have some sort of an idea which trade's going to be. Like right now, it looks like we're going to probably trade up to here, top of this value area. But my trade was at the big number when I said I was going to, and then I didn't take it. So I'm going to not, and there's 20 points, would have been well past my profit target. Anyway, have a good night. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Trade smart, trade safe, trade for tomorrow, and manage